Hey shaker makers, it's Demo Donna here with another great 101 for you. Are you like me? And this is really a devastating time when you are out of all of your foam refills. So what I'm going to do is show you how to recreate your own foam refills for your shakers using your sticky adhesive foam that you can get at queenandcompany.com. Make sure you check this out. If you have any questions, comment below, and I hope you guys enjoy this and this answers a lot of your questions on how to make a foam shaker card when you're all out of your foam refills. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys are all doing well and enjoy. All right, so I am first taking the self-adhesive foam sheets, and this is the neutral pack. In this pack, you're gonna get 6 sheets of foam. We'll get rid of that very noisy piece of plastic. You're gonna get the beautiful white sparkly foam sheet, the solid silver sparkly foam sheet, the black solid sparkly foam sheet, and then these 3 basics without any glitter on them. So these are what you're gonna be using to create additional foam refills. So the white and the black, I find you'll use the most, definitely the white, then the black. And then when you're all out of options, you're gonna go to the gray. So what I am going to recommend, just like I do when I'm cutting a mirrored cardstock or my acetate, is I am gonna take a piece of foam and I'm gonna make sure it's the same size of my die, and then I'm gonna cut it before I run it through my die cut machine. The reason for this is just like with your acetate, when you run a big piece of your foam through your die cutting machine, it's going to warp it, it's gonna spread it out, and it's gonna leave marks on it. So even though this is gonna be behind the scenes, I don't want it to get all warpy, the pieces that I haven't used yet. So I definitely recommend cutting out your pieces before you run it through your die cut machine. Now, in order to get a similar thickness, as you can see, the foam refills that come pre-cut are pretty thick, about twice as thick as these sheets of adhesive foam. So you're going to want to cut out 2 of these to make 1 shaker. So I went ahead and cut out my 2 bananas, and hello Donna, pump the brakes. In order to do this, I am actually using the dies that come with the kit. So this is the decorative banana outline that comes with the kit. To create the background, your refill on your acetate, you're going to be using, and your background, you're going to be using the outline die. So that's another question asked a lot. What die am I using to create my refill foam? So you are going to be using the dies that come with the kit. The difference here is this just has one cut around the whole thing, creating the outline. Where the die that comes with your kit has the cut on the outside, you could see that raised edge, and the cut on the inside. So if you're trying to use your outline die to create additional foam, you're just going to get a solid chunk of foam, which is still usable. You can obviously adhere a popped up banana outline on it, but for this feature, it's not going to work. So cut out 2 of your foam acetate, 2 of your adhesive foam pieces using your decorative die. Now I went ahead for my banana and used my fruit stand, beautiful solids. You also get your fruit stand decorative paper in the kit. I wanted to show you guys another quick tip for those of you who have not purchased a lot of kits or have not used 6x6 paper. Instead of trying to peel this off, I just simply take my blade, do a tiny little snip, and then I take that little adhesive lip and I fold it on the back. And now My paper pad doesn't have any sticky on it. I don't have an icky brown sticky half circle where I tried to peel that off. So that's just another little tip I thought you guys would enjoy if you're starting to collect a lot of these paper pads. Okay, back to the fun part. So I'm going to take my banana. Now make sure the orientation obviously is correct. This just has one sticky side and only can cut one way. So make sure your foam is foam side up both times you run it through your die cut machine. If you cut it with the sticky backing up one time, then one's gonna face one way and the other one's gonna face the other way. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so now I'm gonna take the backing off here. And this is a thinner foam, like we've mentioned again and again. So try not to pull at it too much. It definitely is going to stretch and pull. So you want to make sure you're treating it pretty gingerly. Gentle, gentle, not too aggressively, because you really don't want to warp it and pull it. Once you have doubled those two together, I squish them. It's going to pop back up, but this way my adhesive is nice and adhered together. Now, if you're not completely over top of it, this is when you could add a little baby powder again to your edges, to the inside of your shaker, just to avoid your shaker pieces sticking. So now I'm going to peel off the backing. And I could have kept the insides of my banana in there, like I tell you guys over and over again. That would have been helpful. Now I've got this. And now I have my shaker base. So of course, ideally, using the pre-cut shapes and the refills from Queen & Co., it's a little bit more solid, it's easier to handle, but when you're in a bind and you're making a whole bunch of cards and you don't have extra refills of your foam, this is a great way to reproduce your shaker cards. And you have the dies with you already. So something else you could do, as you can see, the shaker that we're making is thicker than the actual foam refill that you get with your kits. So you can, at this point, take a permanent marker if you want. You can also take a little, I have a very little bit watered down acrylic paint. Clearly I'm running very low on yellow. So I can even just give that a quick little touch up, because what's going to happen, you're going to notice, is when you take your outline, when you take your decorative die, there we go. So I'm just doing a quick little touch. You can, if you want, go around the edges. And because this is a very watered down acrylic paint, it's going to dry relatively quickly. And I'm just doing one quick coat. And I'm not really waiting for it to dry while I handle it. So it's not as if I am, painting some amazing ceramic pots that I need to be very careful and cautious with. I am just giving it a really light coat of paint. Now I'm going to let this dry. Just a quick little, let that air dry for a few minutes. While we do that, I am going to show you a more intricate die. So here's the pineapple in the same fruit stand kit. So again, you're going to take your decorative die, run it through twice. So this is the pineapple. You're going to run that through twice on your foam. And now I've got these guys. So what I'm going to do to start, instead of punching all of that out now, I am going to cut out foam piece number 1 and stick it right on top of cut out foam piece number 2. And I'm just making sure that I'm lining these up correctly. There we go. And now I've got my 2 pieces layered. Now I'm going to pop out all of these little inserts. And then we're gonna cut this center out so we can create our shaker. So if you've got something with words in it and you're trying to recreate that, there's definitely a lot of different decorative dies out there. Some of them are really basic and just do the outline like the banana, which I set over here. And some of them are a little bit more design heavy, like this adorable pineapple. So at this point you can take, I've got a little mat here. I could take my X-Acto knife and I could just go in and cut all this out. I'm applying a pretty heavy pressure. I don't want to cut through to the end, so that's one way of doing it. Also, it's foam, so you could even take your scissors here and just go and snip that inside out. Which, as you can see, is a little bit faster. I'm gonna probably have little nubbies, so they're not totally perfect. I've got these little nub pieces, which I can go in and try to cut out a little bit more, or, well, the ones sticking out really big need to be trimmed out a little bit. Come on, let's not get sloppy here, demo. All right. Got my face right next to the camera, so ignore the heavy breathing. This is intense. We've got to make sure this pineapple is perfect. Ha! Perfect, perfect enough. Okay. Now I've got my pineapple refill foam that we just made. And I'm not going to completely create these shakers. I'm just giving you guys a couple tips. I will add the link to the Shaker 101 in the description of this video so you can see the full assembly of a shaker card from beginning to end. And just like with this one, because it's going to be the exact same size, if you want to save yourself a little heartache of having some of the white show, you can do the same thing we did with the banana. And this is already dry and ready to go. So now I can just simply take the top and create my shaker. You can also use a permanent marker. And another trick, last but not least, if you are like me and save everything, which I know you guys do, we're all the same people here, these crafting / hoarders, no, not hoarders, just crafters. You could take your foam refill out like the leftover bits, and you can use your scissors or you can use your blade and you can cut little strips. So when you've got a very basic shaker, you can go ahead and use your leftover bits to create the outline. If it's something really straight, like the back of your pickup trucks, you can do cut, cut, cut. If you're out of the refills, I personally, if I had to choose, it would be refill first because it goes much quicker than doing all the run through your die cut machine. But there is, you know, something you guys can do if you're in a pinch, the refills are sold out, and you're making a whole bunch of cards. I did this technique for this guy for you. I did a little photo, and you could see I did, because I only got one set of the foam, so I did this for little ornaments using the new Winter Wonderland kit and the photo frames, and thought these would be great little gifts to send off for the holidays by using the foam in your foam packaging versus the refills that I already used up. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this 101 on how to create your own foam refills. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. If you subscribe to our YouTube channel here at Queen & Company, you will get alerts when we post a new video so you won't miss out on all the fun. Thank you so much again for watching. I hope you have a fabulous week. Keep shaking out there, everybody.